lovely people. I'm Shaq, and welcome. I'm up here at the very top of the high rise with Jane, and I'm going to show you a little bit about what has been going on in there, and then we're going to go and I'm going to share how I did a few more details on how I did the necklaces with the wire. So I painted the a couple of the white chairs black, and I have left two chairs white, and I'm debating about this. So this was what I was doing with the tester's paint. And I have enough to do the other two chairs. I'm debating about whether or not I really like them more. Jane's a little bit disgusted with the fact that Jody is still dancing with the skeletons. And Weston is reading. And of course, the lizard has found the nest, and yeah, Jody's still having a blast dancing around with the skeletons. And those are the two white chairs. So yeah, they're just trying to decide. I think the black chairs just look better up here than the white chairs. And I don't know, getting far enough away and not falling off this stool is a challenge here. So let's go over to those necklaces. Here's Gwendolyn wearing the same necklace, the first one I did. And this is what I mean by you can just kind of mold it to how it should look like it's hanging properly. So it looks more like the plastic molded necklaces that you get with Barbie, but with the advantage that if I decided I wanted it to be a double strand necklace, it could do that too. And I just change how I've got it on here. Like there, she's got a double strand necklace. And of course it works better if she's standing up instead of laying back. But that gives you an idea just how versatile this becomes. Her bracelet has also been redone, and depending on how long you do the strand, you could do a double bracelet that goes all the way around twice. Here it's only going part way around twice. Mostly it's the single strand. But again, it's just so much easier to put on there. Now, if she didn't have sleeves on, we could do one of those fancy twists where it does a wrap around the arm and the ends don't meet. Maybe I can do it here with the necklace to kind of give you an idea what I'm talking about. We hold the one end in place, and you get the kind of snake look on an armband. I don't know, with the colored stripes on her shirt, this might not be showing up all that great, but I probably chose the wrong doll for this. Anyway, that's kind of my one of the advantages of doing the stringing this way. And you know, I just really didn't think about it. Everybody was doing elastic, and so I was started there. And now I'm kind of like, wait a minute, why am I doing that way when this is so much easier? So I did redo all the ones from the wedding party were wearing, the pearls and everything. And what I am using is a 28 gauge brass wire. I don't know how this is going to age. I do know that if I use steel, it would get a black, it would turn black after a while. I don't know if you can get stainless steel. I'm pretty sure you can. 28 gauge stainless steel might not go black. It's the iron that makes it go black. But I leave it attached to the roll and then just pick up the beads and just like you would with a needle. And because they can pop back off so easy, I usually just run them down and they settle in here. And then we just pick up enough to do a strand. So what did you think of the black chairs? Is that Would you take the effort and time to paint all of them black so that we had a set of 4? And did you notice that the table has changed? In previous videos, she has had the oval table from the other floor, and that is actually a 12th scale dining room table, and I put it in her space for her little table desk because it just seemed to really go well with the theme, the direction I like that space going. Okay, nope, we're not there yet. I have had a lot of thoughts going through my brain lately that don't turn into complete sentences. They are not, they're jumbled. They're flying all over the place. So if you find that, you're watching one of my videos and I start talking about something and then I drop it before I have hit any type of sense or conclusion, and you want to know what was going on there, ask. Obviously, I tend to wander. So once you've got your beads on here, I then take the very tip, because I want it to be as small around, I want the loop to be as small around as possible, and bend it around and twist it on here, and that's actually the hardest part. If I was good with holding 2 pairs of pliers, that would probably work better. Because you're trying to get this end twisted around the wire below, and it really does work better, I think, with a pair of pliers. I just struggle with using 2, holding on to 2. And I didn't bring the second pair over here as a result, You're just sitting here going, I don't even want to face that. But once you've got it around, well, I don't even have that going around once. I would say it needs to go around at least once. Maybe that I don't have it long enough. I need to move how I've got it here. Let's try that again. I'll just move up the wire a little bit. And if it turns out that you've got too much, you can cut it off. But I'm trying to keep it round because the aesthetic. I like the way it looks better. And I bet my fingernails are really starting to get the scars from from doing this. Not taking care of them, huh? All right. Some of the beads are big, the holes are big enough it goes over this wire twist. Some of them aren't. So let's bring this up here and see if it'll focus. Well, first of all, I have to get a hold of it. Well, hopefully you can kind of get an idea of what's going on there. That really is not focusing well. Such a fine wire. Anyway, once you've got that looped around on there securely, put your beads back down towards that. Like I said, if the hole's big enough, then it goes over, all the better. If it's not, just goes right up to it. That's okay too. Then holding it up against the other side, I give it a little bit of a gap in there and make my other loop before I cut it. So I actually have the advantage of being able to go around once while it's still attached. Then get in there and snip it off and spend some time tucking the end up, because you're not going to get it into the bead, but you do need to kind of get it to where it's not going to scratch you or the doll by tucking it up next to the bead and the loop. And then you have a bendable, posable bracelet. I brought out Cindy Faye so that she could model the necklaces wound around as like a snake bracelet. I think this shows a little better. And I wanted to share about kind of what's going on here is I have been really busy making gnomes, and so many gnomes in the last couple of weeks. Like, these guys are knick-knack gnomes. And I've done magnet gnomes using the sprig mold. That was really cool. The sprig mold worked really well and made some nice gnomes for magnets. And I was gonna show it to you again, but so you'd know what I was talking about in case you hadn't seen the sprig mold in the previous video. But I seem to have tucked it away. And done pie gnomes, and I actually did some assembly of teapots. So I've been really busy with pottery. That's been a huge part of what's been going on lately, which eats a lot of time, which, you know, it's what I do for a living, so it's reasonable. And the prep for videos about, say, the cardboard dollhouse, and I actually have plans to get back to that horse I repaired, who still needs some kind of outer skin. And I want to do the wardrobe for Jane and Jody, which will need to be stained or painted a dark color. So those are all projects that require prep time. Time for me to plan out and get everything cut. And I've been, in addition to the pottery, I've been doing the extra work necessary to put together the patterns and get those listed and stuff for you. So be sure to go check out the patterns on the website and the other stuff that's there. And I was really hoping that in all this pottery, I would get back to miniatures, and that hasn't happened, oddly enough. Other than the strawberry pots that Joey and I made together. We're hitting a kind of balance on working together, where Joey throws stuff and then I decorate it or assemble it, or some part of that, so that we're both working on the same piece, which is somewhat how the business used to run. But Darby did what I do. And so I'm kind of stepping into that role of decorating stuff and keeping us supplied in gnomes, which is, I know I made 50 the last time I made the knick-knack gnomes, and now I got to go make like 50 more. Keeps me busy. So let's have the fingers crossed that I have time to prep for one of those videos that's a little more involved and do it justice. And if you haven't, go and watch Mr. Shaw's Ship Shape Shoe Shop. That's a fun and heartwarming story, and a challenge to read for me. So go give us some likes. And I hope you have a delightful day and a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.